Hey, it's Four with Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and
Sex.
so today, one thing that I've noticed over the last few days, tweeting out different subjects of game, is there's an awful lot of from guys. It's a pretty savvy group. They'll say, just next her, just move on. I'm already gone. And when you have been running game for a couple of years, you have enough repetitions that you kind of build up an instinct to when you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
So you hear a lot of that. And it'll also be guys that are like super sensitive to like being made to look foolish or investing in women.
Their time being wasted.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Time or money. And the thing is that when you're kind of a beginner, and I mean 2 years or less,
Yeah.
you don't have the instincts needed to know when to bail at the right time.
Yeah.
Too many guys see nexter, ghoster, move on quickly without actually taking it all the way out to the end.
Yeah.
They start quitting too soon. You know.
Well, don't you think guys in general, or human beings, but guys in general quit too soon in comparison to the way they were generations ago?
It's funny because I did mention that to like somebody who was talking about this. I said, your average guy.
Yeah.
Guys that run game, if they're a beginner or an average guy, girls have to do a lot of work.
Yes.
Because most guys they'll quit.
Yeah.
If a girl says, well, I got to wash my hamster. And you'll be like, okay. And you'll never ask her out again.
Right.
So the girls have to like be coy, but guide him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got to go, well, I can't go out Friday. And he doesn't say anything. And she goes, I could go out Saturday.
Yeah.
Girls want these guys. Normal guys that have no game whatsoever get married.
Yes.
90% of it is the girl carrying the whole relationship on her back.
1,000%.
It's very rare. It's very rare that the guy actually has a plan. And so the thing is that most guys will quit.
Yeah.
And if guys are learning game or they're kind of like girl crazy, they'll be a little bit more sensitive to it even then.
Yeah.
And if they have any beta, and they want to be nice guys, it depends on who raised them. Unless they're a natural, and naturals are naturals.
Yeah.
And naturals don't tend to find me anyway.
Right, exactly.
So the deal is like in text exchanges, and that's where I recommend you want to learn how to run text and conversation.
Yeah.
And text usually gives you a lot of repetitions safely. You can talk to 100 girls in a night.
Yeah.
Much harder in a bar.
Yeah.
There's so much more going on. So to get better at conversation and what you can say and get away with, I recommend like getting on to like Tinder or Bumble or any of them. Because
those,
if you're in a city, it's unlimited.
Yeah.
You can talk to, because some are washing out, some are coming in every day.
Yeah.
Or we say girls are turning 18 every day. But that gives you a chance to practice.
Yeah.
And it gives you a chance to try new openers, new lines. But what I tell guys is take the conversation just like when you go to the gym. Take your set to failure.
Yes.
Take it all, because these guys keep going, I just stopped responding. Don't stop responding.
Right.
You take it to fuck yes, fuck no, or fuck you. And that way, and it's through that process of taking each conversation all the way out, you get really good at calibrating what girls can tolerate, what's socially acceptable, what you will be surprised at what you can get away with.
It's true.
Because most of these girls, if they're responding, they don't respond to hi, hello, hey, and 9 times out of 10, dudes are just going, hey,
Hey, good
Hi.
morning, beautiful.
Yeah. It's just like boring.
Yes.
So she has 1,000 of those.
What are you up to today?
She has 1,000 of
Lord.
those, yeah. So you have to work on your game
Yeah.
in different, and just for example, like from Playboy Apollo, he uses Hey Woman.
Yeah.
Hey Woman has across the board worked on girls from 18 to 80.
It's unique enough, and it's
ridiculous.
the same fucking thing.
Hey Woman every time. And you don't have to use the same one. You can experiment.
Yeah.
But it gives you an idea or a place to start.
Yeah.
You know, it's forward enough, it's straight enough. You know, and basically what you convey is, I'm used to doing this stuff.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, and I think that you're really good at this because in a lot of ways, because just like we've talked about in humor, it's the same thing as a comedian up on stage. They may not be all that funny, but a great comedian will take the joke a click or two further than others would be comfortable with.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's the difference between winning and nailing it and falling on your face.
Exactly. And again, outcome independence is still there.
Huge.
Know that 90% of these conversations are going to go nowhere. But you'll learn as you go.
Yeah.
You know, and you learn how to because a lot of these girls, remember, they're boring. Girls are boring.
Yes.
In general, unless you bring it out of them, you know, and some are pathologically or congenitally boring, and they will never be any different. You know, no, they were born boring.
I know.
And they're just boring girls. And you have to remember this too. If you ask girls or their friends or family, what is she like? She's shy when you first meet her. 90% of girls see themselves that way, and they act that way because they are shy.
Yeah.
But that can be either for the first exchange or two or for the first 10.
But a lot of them aren't necessarily shy. They're just boring.
Yeah.
Literally. It's
Yeah.
only once you kind of crack the surface
Yeah.
and they
You don't
see
know.
how to behave around you.
Exactly.
That they stop being boring or they
Exactly.
stop being quote unquote shy.
So you need to push these conversations because a lot of these guys, when we were talking about some of these different exchanges, are like, she seems low interest. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Put that out of your mind. Your job in the first couple of years isn't to decide whether she's low interest or not.
Yeah.
It's to get to fuck yes, fuck no, or fuck you.
Yeah.
And then you'll know.
Yeah.
You'll start picking up. I mean, then you'll have enough in a stable that you know how to run a conversation and when to disengage.
Yeah.
But until then, you don't know. It's called calibration. You know how to calibrate it and pick up the rhythm. And a lot of times, these girls, I remember what really shocked me was I would get girls that would be kind of dull. And they're just kind of going along. There's been 7 or 8 exchanges, and I'll say, "Are you normal?"
Yeah.
And they go, well, "What does normal mean?" I would say, "Are you fun, fit, feminine, open-minded?" And they'd be like, "Well, yeah."
Yeah.
Girls want to be feminine. I mean, there's so many things, and it would knock them into the conversation.
Exactly.
They'd
It's
be like, "Yeah, I'm kind of being a bitch."
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it was exactly about that, and I'd stolen it from someone else. I mean, I didn't make that up. The are you normal, and then tell them exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's all things that girls, I want to be fun, I want to be fit, I want to be feminine. And when I say open, some girls will be like,
What do you mean?
"What do you mean by open?" I mean, like open-minded.
Yeah.
Are you open to new ideas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Open
Great.
to fun. Open
Great.
to having fun.
Are you open to having fun?
And then they turn around and now they're trying to qualify themselves to you.
Exactly.
And to show how fit, feminine, fun, and open-minded
Exactly.
or open to fun or open to
It
adventure
flips
they
the
are.
script. It flips the script immediately.
Yeah.
And that, I don't have any other friends. That was the one I had to go to.
Sure.
If they were just dull.
If they were being duds.
But it worked.
Yeah.
And it leaves you open to a lot of things. But it does. It gets her reinvested into the conversation. Then you can get her out. Because
Yeah.
again, the only reason you're on the app or texting is to set up an in-person meeting.
Exactly.
But you have to have a little foreplay. You got to have a little conversation in the beginning.
And like we've talked about, Men have to do the work on the front end.
Initiate.
Until you have her locked in with sex, which takes a couple to 4 times in that first week. Then she's locked in on you, and she's chasing you.
Exactly.
And then you guys get to sit back on your rear end, smoke your pipe, and let her do the work.
That is a common thing that guys, because they'll hear like, yeah, I don't chase girls, girls chase me. Well, what the guys don't mention is you have to initiate.
Yeah.
You have to approach girls.
Yeah.
They're not going to approach you. They're hardwired to not.
Yeah.
You have to carry the conversation.
Yes.
In the beginning. You have to ask her out. You have to run the date. You have to fuck her.
Yeah.
Then you have to fuck her a couple times in a small window to get her locked in.
Yeah.
Then you can start pulling back.
Yeah.
And that's what guys go, what they fail to mention is they've been fucking this girl, for the last 2 weeks, and now she's like knocking on their door.
Yeah.
She's blowing their phone up.
Exactly.
Because girls have no investment until they spread their legs.
Exactly.
And they can walk, they can talk, they do not give a fuck about you until you fucked them.
That's
right. And then all the momentum starts changing.
It's a whole different ball game.
But you have to first learn. I mean, you can do everything at one time too. But, for a lot of guys, they haven't written a sentence since high school.
Yeah.
And they don't text a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like the phone.
Yeah.
I don't like the phone. And that's okay not to like the phone. But the good thing is that as you get better at this, because you'll see exchanges like between players and girls, and there's like 4.
Yeah.
He'll be like, hey, woman, and like, what do you think of this? Da da da. And he'll say, send me your number.
Yeah.
And he's got her off the app, and now he's setting up a meetup.
Yeah.
Well, she'll say, what did you, I just got back in from a run. What are you doing? It's always the same. And you can use the same lines.
Yeah.
You find a winning combination, you just run the same gamut. And then you kind of tweak it according to the girl as she moves along.
Yeah.
But you'll get into a script, and there's nothing wrong with scripts. Like you go to a comedy club, just like Bunny was saying, and what looks to be like he's making it up on the spot is a script that he's written and improved on over the last decade.
Exactly.
He's trying out new material. He's getting good at the material that he has, and he's making these things click.
Yeah. To
where it's the best presentation. So as you get better at this, you can kind of discern when should I just ask for the number. Just get her off the app. Because she's there, she's hot and ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't know that until you run these things out as far as they'll go.
Exactly.
The only caution I would say is because so many guys are kind of getting booted off of the apps. Don't get too crazy. Like, don't mention their weight. Don't call them fat. Don't call them unattractive. Be careful with don't insult them. Because you're going to get... And
I would say be cautious with innuendo as well.
Yeah. Be careful until you get better at this.
Yeah.
Kind of walk it in. Because we don't want you getting bumped off the app because it's a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. And it's relatively new. Girls used to not do that. They just stopped responding. So be careful with going all the way to fuck you. Because they'll... you get enough complaints against you and then you're like... You're in the ghetto. You're on Tinder every day, talking to OnlyFans girls. Which that's your thing.
Yeah.
Who am I to judge?
Everybody's got a type.
Yeah, but even her, the harder the girl is, the more asshole game you'll have to use.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things. That is my primary point: is don't quit too soon. You want to take it all the way to those 3 phrases. And you'll be golden. And give it a year or 2. You'll get better at this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can work off of instinct. But instinct takes time to build.
But don't be so fast to next girls until you've gotten them locked in. Then you actually can then you get a little bit better idea as to what the real big, disrespects are or things that you can't tolerate in a girl. I think that's the best time to fully go, okay, yeah, no.
You mean take them all the way to having sex with them?
Yeah.
And yeah, for sure.
I mean, if they get to that point,
go on
and let that happen to that point.
Yeah.
Get them in a rotation because then you're actually comparing them to someone.
Sure.
But don't just be like, oh, she's a dud, next.
No.
On the app. Like.
No. You're burning your own bridges.
Yeah, that's silly.
And you're not learning anything.
That's a big thing.
Yeah. You want to get them out, get them in bed, and then you can compare.
Yeah.
You know. But you only do that through repetition.
Yeah.
Each, app, phone number, meetup, sex, repetition.
Hot. Sex, sex, sex.
That's right. At the end of the day. And that's what, the first time you fuck her, that's when, not necessarily the only time, that's when momentum begins moving in your direction.
Yeah.
And you got to, what we say, sexually lock in.
Yeah.
Fuck 2 or 3, 4 times in the next 7 days. Because once won't do it.
No.
If you call her the next month, she'll feel like a slut.
And multiple times in the first meetup isn't.
Yeah,
I mean, we've talked about this before too.
And
that's still just once.
If you're questioning how to lock a girl in sexually, search that video. It's in there.
Yeah.
Look
under sex, sex, sex.
Yeah. And that's all I've got.
Yeah. If you like this, subscribe, share with your buddies.
Share with your friends.
Tell us about your favorite lines in the comments. Tell us, where you've gotten the best response. And especially if it's a response that you've kind of coined, a phrase that you've coined that shocks you every time it works, but it works.
Yeah. You would be amazed. Yeah. Again, no girl will ever go, oh, I've heard that before. It's kind of like business ideas. You think somebody else, nobody's going to take the initiative and steal it.
Yeah.
And if they do, the girl had never heard it before.
Yeah. And if she's an asshole and says something like that, you can make a joke of that too.
Yeah. My God, how many men do you talk to?
That's perfect.
Exactly.
That's exactly it. I can't even think of anything because I'm not a guy, but
exactly.
That was perfect.
That's funny. So that's the real deal. Repetitions, just like when you go to the gym. Take each set to failure, and you'll get stronger faster.
Yeah, you will. We want you to win. Bye.